Okay, time now is 1:29 p.m. on Feb 2nd. Um yeah, I slept from 4:40 to 1 basically, and I laid on my bed for half an hour. I was actually going to go I actually went to bed at 4:30 ish or even earlier because I was just falling asleep. So yeah, last night I was trying to watch the film Celine and Julie Go Boating, and about 30 minutes in, I was already falling asleep, and the film is 3 hours long. So yeah, so I guess I have to finish it today. Um, but yeah, the good side of not being able to watch the movie anymore is that I get to go to sleep early. And yeah, by early, I mean before 5 a.m. So, yeah, which is a good sign. Hopefully, I also go to bed before 5 a.m. tonight, even though I don't need to wake up early tomorrow morning. Um, yeah, uh, my hair is still a fucking mess. I feel like even though I trimmed my hair, it didn't really make that much of a difference. Um, but yeah, last night, the reason why I couldn't finish the film, another reason why is because I spent about 1.5 hours just writing my script for my ninth short film, Remain in Light. And yeah, it took a lot of thinking. And even now, I think it's not good enough. If you make a short film and you're not proud of your script before you even shoot it, then you won't like the shooting process. You need to love your script before you shoot it. You need to love it. I haven't there's something missing from my script. It's missing something. It's missing a soul. So I need to think more on it and rewrite it. I want to make it funnier, scarier, grosser. I want to make it more interesting. I want to make it more unexpected. I saw Matt's short film, Blue Crush Angels, again, just to get inspired. It's so crazy how much I admire Matt. It's kind of scary, actually. And I don't think he likes me that much. But I saw his short film and I'm like, God damn, it's good. It's experimental, it's sincere, it's wonderful. It's not depressing, but it is depressing. But eh, in a curious way, you know? Yeah, anyways. Um so today nothing's going to happen until at night when I go to a mundane history. And I'm going to be seeing Matt. Hopefully I see Colin and Anya and other people as well. Um yeah, talk a little bit about can application, talk a little bit about, life and movies and stuff. Um, yeah, yeah, so I'm excited for tonight. Um, I'm also gonna pull a couple triggers. I'm gonna get the 4-day pass for Anime Expo, and I think I'm gonna buy the Pulse in 4K Blu-ray before the price hits higher. So, yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, that's it. That's all. That's all for today. Don't have a lot else to add. Um, I need to fucking finish editing round five. I think I'm 2/3 done. I did spend a little time editing that shit last night. I'm 2/3 done, and then I think I can finish it by today. And then I will do my video essay, which I think I'm about halfway done. Finally, after editing it for a whole month. And then, yeah, focus on the production design shit, you know? Um, yeah. I forgot to mention two things. Yesterday during the networking event, two more interesting things happened. One is Jake showed up, and I really didn't want to do a British accent in front of Jake because he seems like a more of a tense guy. But no, he's being goofy about it. I told Jake, oh, I'm doing a British accent for fun, and he's like, ooh, really? Are you doing a London accent? Yeah, or and then I'm like, oh, or maybe I'm doing a bit of Manchester, and then Vivian's doing it as well. It was kind of funny. And then Mitchell and Mia were talking, and then Mia, I jokingly told Mitchell, oh, you and Katie are so famous. And then Mia's like, oh, Katie? Oh, is she, you know. And then at some point, Mitchell just said, oh, I don't think you and Katie would work well together. And I'm like, what? That's crazy. Katie's so nice. But it's funny because I know Jacob doesn't like Katie as well. Jacob, the mushroom hair guy. Um, and then Mitchell's like, yeah, Katie's nice, but like your personalities just don't match. I don't think you'll work well with Katie. And Mia's like, yeah, I think I saw her once, and like she like ignored me and act weird or something, which is interesting because like I saw this video on Instagram of like Katie and another actor sort of like talking, and Katie's like so goofy. Like Katie's like laughing and slapping, like it's like what, you know. But I do see how Katie's like picky. She's picky about what kind of people she works with. You know, she doesn't like people who market themselves too much, according to Mitchell. So, you know, this is very interesting. Very interesting stuff.
Hey, so bro, you know how much shampoo is? Like usually.
Like an Uber man, we rapping and sitting them packs. Soon as they land, we moving them. Shit on the OG.
There you go.
Influence me. Count on it, nigga.
Time now is 1:50 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I just finished dinner. Fuck me, it's so late. I woke up and I felt nice because I had a full night's sleep. But in return, I didn't do much in the morning. And morning, I had a very solid breakfast: French toast with honey and chocolate sauce and peanut butter. And then I had a very good lunch as well: leftover steak, some potatoes, cucumber for salad, and then I immediately left the apartment for the sub club event today, Monday in History. And again, it's part of me is like, why am I going to these events? Like, I feel like an idiot, but I feel like I've done the right thing. I'm glad, like, if anything, this is more of a hangout party than it is a movie screening, but it is also a movie screening. So I arrived at Sub Club. The doors open at 7, so of course, why would I arrive at 7 sharp? I arrived at 7:10, and by then there weren't a lot of people. So disappointingly, not a lot of people showed up today. So obviously Jing Chen is not showing up today. If the event was last week, he would have been here making fried rice. Also, unfortunately, Colin and Anya did not show up. I really wanted to see them, you know? Really wanted to see them. I feel like I and Colin could have been good friends, you know? But God knows where he is right now. God knows where he is. So yeah, and Jing Chen is busy on set with North and with Jamie too and Mo, and of course I'm not told about this at all. They're filming a commercial for AMC, but it's like part of a competition, so maybe their shoot would isn't even, chosen. So anyways, I was there, I arrived, and I immediately tried to talk to Matt because he's the only person I know. And I walked up to him and he's like, "Oh, I'm in the middle of an interview," and then I just walked away. And then I just stood there like an idiot. And so before the screening, it was torture. I was a socially awkward wreck. I stood at the side, I used my own phone, and I didn't really talk to a lot of people. Christian R suddenly texted me saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, this is super last minute, but would you hop on a Zoom call?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm at a screening event." So, yeah, at first it was pure torture. I saw Lily Tiger or Tiger Lily George, the British woman, and I was like, "Hey," and she's like, "How's it going?" And we talked a little bit, and then we ran out of topics, and I just stood there, and I'm like, should I say something or should I not? I hate that. When you're introverted, you think that way, you know? You're just like, should I say something or should I wait or should I just go? Because they don't want to speak to me. Like, I saw Min, the Korean guy. I said hi and then he left. And then at some point, Matt came and I was like, hey, how's it going? How's Hong Kong? Because Matt went to Hong Kong back in December. And he's like, yeah, it's whatever. And I'm like, so did you go to any of the places I recommended to you? And he's like, nah. I recommended him a bunch of places and he didn't go to a single one of them. And he's like, oh, I just saw family and I bet on horses, which is pretty cool. And I'm like, okay. And then I was like, oh, so by the way, I had a billion, like, I do this and it's bad. I pre-plan my conversation. I plan my conversations, which is so psychotic, but I have to do that. And I thought, I don't know why, but Matt is someone who's like very aloof for me, and I always think about what I can say to him. And there are a myriad of things I can say to him. I can talk to him about my 290. I can talk to him about applying for Cannes. I can talk to him about Hong Kong. I can talk to him about David Lynch. I can talk to him about the film we're gonna watch. I can talk to him about a myriad of things. So I was gonna talk about whatever. I was gonna talk about 290. I was gonna ask him like, how's your classes? And then he just walks away. And then he started talking to someone else. So I'm like, okay, great. I guess he just isn't that interested in talking to me. Maybe he doesn't like me. Maybe he finds me annoying. Because, like, why would you leave a conversation halfway before I could even finish what I'm saying just to join another conversation? It's not like you have anything urgent to do. So anyways, he just left, and I'm just like, okay, well, great. I guess no one, And then I just stood there, I sat on a seat, and I looked like an idiot. I ordered a hot cocoa, I bought a hot cocoa, Tiger Lily made it, $3, all the money is going to the Los Angeles Fire donation. And I was just sitting on my seat, just waiting for the movie to start. So the movie starts. Oh yeah, before the movie starts, I also talked to Coleman a little bit. Coleman, the guy who's born in Thailand, but is actually a white American guy. And, he's nice to me. He's like, how's it going, And we talked about 290. I talked about permits. And then Matt joined in again. And then I was going to talk to Matt. And then he walks away again. The second time. And at that point, I'm just like, well, great. He doesn't like me. Because I know I know I shouldn't think this way, by the way. I know that it's very childish of me to have thoughts like these, but I can't help it. I don't know why. I don't mean for myself to think this way. I don't control my thoughts, by the way. My thoughts just happen. So I was I wasn't really, but I was quite upset because Matt never liked my Letterboxd reviews. He seldom likes my Instagram stories. He seldom talks to me, period. I see Matt, like, commenting on other people's Instagram posts and being friendly. Matt walked up to a guy and punched his arm and they hugged and they're like, "What's up?" And I'm just like, okay, he hates me. And I don't know why. Am I not genuine enough? Am I not authentic enough? Is this like the USC interview or like some kind of job interview where they're looking for the authenticity? They're looking to see if you're faking it or not. Maybe I just come off fake. And I don't mean it on purpose. When I act fake, it's because it's a defense system. Because if I act real, I scare people away. Or maybe I'm not faking. Maybe I'm too weird. The thing is, I don't even know. And that's the fucking problem. It's like, I can't even tell what is considered normal and what is not normal at this point. I have no bearing on what acting normal is. Like, I could be really weird and somehow I wouldn't be weird enough. And I could be really normal and somehow I'm not normal enough. It's like, there is no standard on what normal is, especially when I'm surrounded by all these film people, all this art people, actors, musicians, theater kids. Everyone's a little brain fried. So I can't tell, at this point I can't really tell what is normal and what isn't. So yeah. So the movie starts, and honestly, in the first half of the film, half the time I was just thinking, like, why does everyone hate me? Like, my brain would just drift off. And partially it's because it's a slow film. So when a film is slow, your brain sort of does that. You just drift off into your own thoughts. So throughout the film, I'm just thinking about my own shit, really. Which is not good. Also, it's really tough to see the film because there are rows of chairs. But because I'm sitting at the third row, the people in front of me are blocking my view. So I couldn't see the full frame, and sometimes I couldn't even see the subtitles. I have to move my head back and forth in order to see the subtitles. So a lot of people beside me and behind me just moved to the side just so that they could see the film better. But yeah, I finished the film and it's good and it's fine, and I spoke with more people again. And again, it's disappointing that Colin and Anya aren't here. I really would like to see them. But there's this Chinese girl who I keep freaking seeing. And I'm like, ooh, I should befriend her because her name is Ivana, and I remember very clearly that she submitted a short film in Cannes Fest, and essentially got nominated for the faculty award alongside me and this other Latina girl, and this Latina girl won. But both I and Ivana also make very slow films that are nostalgic and dreamy. I guess my approach is more surrealist and her approach is a little bit more grounded, but we're both going for similar things. So I'm like, maybe I should befriend her. So there's this woman, her name is Yu Li, and she's Chinese, and apparently she is Matt's TA for CTCS 201. So it's really cool that you organize a screening event and your TA is here to see it. And then she's friends with Ivana, so I wanted to speak to her. So a little bit later, I just approached her. I was like, hey, did you submit a film to Cannes Fest? It's funny, it's the third time I've used this as an opening line. To Colin, to Cheyenne, and now to Ivana. And we actually talked a lot, and we hit off each other really well. And, talked about just films in general. She talked about how she's trying to make this film festival for experimental films made by Asian women. Which is very specific and very interesting. And she wants to organize it at USC. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool. At first, I didn't hear the woman part. I thought experimental films by Asians. and I wanted to tell her, oh, I'm making this film. It's very experimental. So that's kind of, eh. But we kept talking. We exchanged a letterbox and Instagram, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Turns out she's senior. I thought she's like master or something. She's senior, and she's born in this very interesting village in the suburbs of Beijing. It's called Songjin Songjia Chuan or something, and it's like a village full of artists, which is so weird and specific. I don't know why, but apparently she has a green card because she came here to the U.S. when she was really young, before high school. But yeah, I can tell because she has a bit of an accent. Like I can tell that she's not American. But yeah. And then I talked to Min a little bit more, exchanged a letterbox. I talked to this white guy with a mustache called Benkei, and yeah. And then I finally spoke with Matt, and then again Matt just walks off. But I realized that maybe Matt walks off. Maybe it's because he finds me annoying, but also maybe it's because he's just a really jumpy guy. He's just like, oh, I gotta talk to that person, I gotta talk to that person. Like, we went up to Matt. Me and Ivana also want to talk to Matt, because Ivana, it's the first time Ivana's been in a subclub thing, and Ivana wants to ask Matt and other people for information about screening films, because she's organizing a film festival, part of her thesis, or like she's already done her thesis, she just wants to do something more. And yeah, and then Matt just walks off, and we're both just standing there like, okay. So at some point I did speak to Matt. I told him about the HKOS thing and how I need to find locations, theaters to screen, and I need film distributors. I need all of these information, like phone numbers, email addresses, locations. And Matt was like, oh, Now Instant. And I'm like, what is that? Turns out it's like an art house theater in the middle of Chinatown. And it's relatively new. So I'm like, that's very useful information. And then Ivana approached him, and then he just started spewing names of like Asian filmmakers. He's like a freaking film encyclopedia. Like, in front of my family, I am the film encyclopedia because I know a lot of films. And then Matt's here, and Matt knows literally everything. Ivana was like, oh, I know this Singaporean woman filmmaker, and Matt started naming like 3 names. It's crazy. But I'm not bad. I'm at least I've logged more films than Ivana has on Letterboxd. But Ivana likes, art films, like installation, stuff like that. She also told me that Mickey 17 is going to premiere in USC in March. So that's crazy. What else? Yeah, I talked to multiple people about Cannes. I didn't speak to Matt at all about Cannes because he's just busy. But I really wanted to know which 2 films is he gonna write for the application. But at least I got some very good information from a few people, from Min, Benkei, and Tiger Lily, about what to write for the cover letter. I need to prove that I like traveling a lot and I'm okay with new environments, and I'm okay with living with other people, which definitely not the case. I hate living with other people, but for film I have to. And but I love traveling. I love going to different places. I like traveling to Europe. I've been to France, not Cannes, but I've been to Paris. I've been to Bayonne. I've been to Orléans. I've been to Italy. I've been to Netherlands. So I've been places. So yeah, I was also wearing a beanie and some gloves. But yeah, it's whatevs. It's fine. I left, and it was already like midnight. Came home, immediately made dinner. Rice, chickpea curry, chicken, and some lettuce, which is already turning red. When you fry it, the red goes away and it turns brown. Yeah. and now it's super late. I still haven't finished seeing Celine and Julie go boating, so I need to finish that right now. Lots to do. Yeah, lots to do. Okay, time now is 12:54 afternoon on February 3rd. God damn, that was rough. I don't know why. I slept from 5:40 a.m. to around 12:30, I guess. Yeah, I slept extremely late. Because I had to finish Celine and Julie go boating. I don't know why, but time moved so fast yesterday, and because of that, I had no time to do anything. After dinner, it was already 2 a.m. Like, I was already fucked. And then, of course, I had to watch Celine and Julie go boating. I had about 1.5 hours left. So theoretically, I should be able to finish the film at 3:30. But of course, I need to edit my Don Da Don anime review, which took about 40-ish minutes, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. So, yeah, lots to do. So today, the good thing is I don't have RIT 340. I don't have RIT 340 class because it's conference. So I don't need to wake up early, which is a blessing. So I'm feeling good. But even so, I still have CTPR 290, and I have to screen my short film, my individual exercise today. I haven't even edited that. I'm gonna edit that later, right fucking now. Yeah, aside from that, I really need to work on the production design and all that shit, you know. I have a lot of things to edit. I have a lot of things to look at. So, yeah. Oh well. Oh, and I need to start planning my short film. My project one. That's gonna be a hefty. The class 290 doesn't expect us to like plan the short film now, but bro, if I'm filming in a week or 2 weeks, I need to start planning that shit now. So, yes. But yeah, I think Vivian should play. You know, Mitchell sent me another girl yesterday. And, you know, she's good at acting, she's dramatic, but she just does not have that Laura Palmer vibe. Vivian does, kind of. Like, I can see Vivian screaming, and it would actually be horrifying. I don't know how good Vivian is for accents, but I low-key think Vivian would make a great screamer. So, I think I'm getting Vivian to do it, honestly. I even changed the script, like the character name, to Vivian. So, yeah. But, now the even bigger problem is when are we gonna do it? And also the equipment, because I need gimbal and lights, and also the scheduling of it, because there's a lot of locations in that story, and unless we do 10,000 company moves in a day, it's gonna be really tough. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't have that much else to say, really. I bought Viva L'Amour Blu-ray last night, because it's out on Vinegar Syndrome yesterday morning. I found out, and I'm like, holy shit, it's gonna get sold out immediately. And I haven't even seen the film, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy it. Yeah, I have the Blu-ray collection cursed now. I have the FOMO now. I'm buying films I haven't seen, being scared that they're gonna sold out. But yeah. Oh well. Hold on, give me a split second. Give me a split second. Okay, here we fucking go, guys. Here we go. So, time now is 9:30 p.m. I just came back home. I'm in my street clothes. Let's talk about today. Because I want to go make dinner now, but I'm not that hungry, so I'm gonna film this first, and then maybe I'll be a bit hungry afterwards. So today is okay because I woke up naturally. It feels as though it's just Sunday. It doesn't feel like a weekday for me, which is great. I like that feeling. But truth be told, I slept from 5:40 to about 12:30ish or 12, which is like less than 7 hours. So I woke up naturally with less than 7 hours of sleep. That's interesting. I have a biological clock. I always wake up at around the 12 to 1 p.m. ballpark. But yeah, I need to go to bed early tonight, for sure, because of my religion class tomorrow, of course. But, yeah, after I woke up, I thought about doing a YouTube video. I didn't do it because I have so much other shit to do. So instead, I looked at the PD stuff that Christian R sent over. And yeah, holy shit. This is the most elaborate freaking production design I've ever been involved in. Like, on par with Locke, probably. And neither Donkey nor Horse doesn't count, because I'm just a PA. But on par with Locke, there's so many furnitures, like, maybe even more than Locke. Like, there's so many furnitures and small items. It's insane. And it's so unorganized. Like, it's very organized, but it's also not my kind of organized. I like to put everything in one giant Google spreadsheet instead of having multiple spreadsheets at once, because I hate having to multitask between different Google spreadsheets and go, okay, I need this, and then I go to a different spreadsheet, I need that. It's just such a fucking mess. So I made my own Google spreadsheet. I copied everything and I put everything in one giant spreadsheet. And I turned it into a giant table and I sorted everything out. And I spent about an hour just listening to music. I had a carrot cake muffin and a cup of hot chocolate. Nice breakfast. And I'm just like sorting out these PD spreadsheets and color coding them, adding new things. And I also read the script finally. Holy shit! It's good! Why are you studying in film school? Go out there and write scripts, be in the industry. Like, this is A-grade script. I'm a little jealous because he's writing like gross body horror, and I like gross body horror. Why can't I write something as cool as that? And also the use of vocabulary, the just the energy and the flow of the whole script, the very, very strong choices of wording in the script. And just the simple idea. It's about a guy and a girl. They're dating, they're in a relationship, and in the guy's basement, they found a strange pit of black goo. And the guy doesn't know why or how, what is that about. The girl drops a cigarette into the black pit, and the cigarette comes out of the guy's mouth. And then the girl gets curious. The girl starts adding in other weird stuff like coins, and then coins come out of the guy's mouth. The girl put a dead rat in there, and a dead rat came out of a guy's mouth. A dead fucking rat. I and Christian were like looking on like Amazon, eBay, looking for rats, looking for dead rats, man. Or like just fake rats, but it has to look real. Okay, story continues. The girl becomes more and more obsessed with the black pit. And the guy becomes more and more like, it's hurting him. The girl drops a camera into the black pit, and then they watch the footage in the camera on a TV, and it's this very abstract, psychological, trippy, like Eraserhead kind of footage. And then one morning, the guy wakes up from his bed, and he looks at his side, and he's like, where's my girlfriend? And then suddenly, black goo starts coming out of his mouth. He's like, oh shit, So he ran down to his basement, and as he's running, he's falling, he's grabbing onto the side and everything. He bangs open the door of the basement, like banging, like knocking it down. He finds the girl submerging herself into the black pit, starting from her head. The human being herself. And the guy tried to pull the girl out, and thank God he did. Because I low-key wish he didn't, so that the girl would end her and then the guy would just explode or something. Like, I don't know. But of course, we don't have the budget for that. But yeah, such a simple idea, so well executed, so dark and creepy. It's about love, it's about obsessive, toxic love. It's about a girl enjoying love, but the more she enjoys it, the more the guy hurts, and the more it rips the guy apart from the inside out. It's gross, it's abstract, it's ambiguous, it's like a Junji Ito short film, or a short story. It's genuinely good. Like, what the hell? What the hell am I doing with my silly scripts when something like that exists? And that's not USC, that's LMU. That's better than any of the 310s I've ever seen. So I'm super honored to be art director for this short, but that's a lot. That's a lot of props. So there are multiple rooms. There's a storage room. There's a bedroom, dining room, living room, kitchen, hallway. I just said storage room. There's a basement. And every single room has scenes in it, and every single room needs to be dressed from top to bottom. From shelves, couches, wallpaper, framed photos, vacuum cleaners, plates, bowls, moldy food, weird drinks, empty beer cans, cereal. So much is going on. That's why we need such a big team. And even so, with a team of, right now we have like 6 or 7 people, I still think we don't have enough hands because there's a lot. So my job as an art director, of course, I am also involved in designing a little bit, but mostly it's to organize, keep things organized. So I just spent a lot of time just organizing everything and just thinking, okay, I'm going to put this color. Like, the thing is, I've never done art directing before. This is a big task. What I'm going to do is I'm thinking of the times when I have to move into a new apartment and how I would open a giant Google spreadsheet and I would inventory every single item I have and I will label it, okay, this item is at box A, this item is at box B, this item is at box D or F or whatever, and then I reorganize everything. This, but make it crazier. And at the same time, I also want to learn how to make black goo and fake mold. I think Christian R is already on to making black goo, so I'm going to focus on making the fake mold. So, yeah, this is going to be fun, though. Unfortunately, Maisie won't be joining, but it's okay. I'll be helping out with Maisie's thing a little bit later this semester. So, I eventually gave a phone call with Christian R. We just talked about our plans, and it's a half-an-hour phone call, and then it's already 4 p.m., and I'm like, well, fuck. My class, CTPR 290, starts at 6 p.m., and I still haven't edited the short film that I need to screen today at class. So I immediately edited it, and it took me like 20 minutes. It was such an easy edit, because it's 8 shots and everything. But yeah, I made it cool, 2:1 aspect ratio, cool graphic design, some interesting sound effects. I pulled some music or like just ambience from Inland Empire to make it creepy, and it's pretty cool. And then I submitted it and I'm like, nah, mine is bad. So I made some edits and then I re-uploaded it. And then right before leaving my apartment, I checked out other people's shorts. And as expected, most other people's shorts are pretty bad. I mean, let's be honest here, we're given little time, we're restricted by prompt, and we don't have a lot of time to edit and think of a cool story. Of course, a lot of us are going to make very bad shorts. Cole, the big Korean American guy, his short is fucking terrible. It's overexposed, it's poorly edited, the sound is terrible. He just forgot that sound exists. Everything about it is pretty awful, really. It's the most basic story ever. But then out of curiosity, I checked Cheyenne's short film, and holy shit, I think she won. If there is an imaginary rivalry between me and Cheyenne, she won this round. Because holy shit, even though it's not a great short film, none of us make great short films. We're all restricted. But hers was easily, not even a competition, hers was easily the most interesting one. Because she filmed at a house. Everyone filmed on campus, including me, but I filmed outside of SCA. But she took a step further and filmed at her house. The only other person who did that was Portia, but hers was kind of like this comedy thing. But Cheyenne was just like, fuck it. I have all these restrictions. I can't film here. I can't film there. Well, fuck all that. I'll still film there. So there are literally shots of like the street. I bet my ass she didn't apply for permits to film on the streets, but she did it anyways because who fucking cares? The production design is really good. I know it's not like really designed because it's just someone's bedroom, but it's lived in and it's cool and edgy as hell. And also when I watched it, it's like, it's so mathcore. It's so mathcore. It's very Gen Z, and like there's like trap music, like very trendy bedroom, like emo trap, which is so in line with her style. The two main characters have like piercings and black makeup, and it's like, this is so emo, and it's so her for some reason. And then there's a shot, and it's just a screen recording of a phone, of a text message, which is like a little avant-garde, a little experimental. Again, like the rules of making the short film is you can only have 8 shots max. She saw that and she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna have as many shots as I want. There's a shot, my favorite shot is like the main character, who's a girl, who takes a selfie on her bed, which is, you know, surrounded by black Russian banners and spider plushies. And I just thought, this is supposed to be a short film about a guy dropping his wallet, or someone dropping his wallet. Like, how do we get there? So I really liked it, and I was like, damn, she won. She had won. So as I was walking to school today, yes, I missed the bus, I listened to music, and I'm just like, damn, I need to get better at this. I need to get better at this. I need to get better at this. I need to be better at filmmaking, because people are catching on, man. People are getting good at this. I can't have this. I need to stay ahead of the curve. So, yeah, I was just like, damn. I arrived in class right on time, and we screened the short films. And yeah, I feel like mine was okay. I feel like my short film, I'm going to be honest here, my short film, we screened 9 short films. There are like 16 people in class. We screened 9 of them, which is quite a bit, but yeah. I feel like mine was the second one to screen. The first one was Cole, and Cole's was terrible. So when my short film came up, it was like a way better improvement, and people were raising their hands and complimenting me, which is great. Cheyenne also complimented me, saying, "Oh, I like how the first shot is really cool. It turned from a subjective to an objective camera. Like the angle is really cool. I like." Ryan sitting next to me was like, I love the sound design of it, I love the soundtrack, and I'm like, yeah, thank you. And the professor's like, yeah, that's really interesting graphic design. I think he meant to say shot design. And then he said, oh, but some of the shots were too long. And then the TA, CC, she said the same thing. She's like, yeah, some of the shots are too long. And the professor was like, next time rehearse it. I like long takes. I'm going to defend myself that. But the most, I guess, critical thing the professor said was, I hate it when directors hide things from the audience. So I do that all the time. In all of my short films, the director always has an upper hand and the audience is under their beating, you know? So in my Wallet short film, Kaylin looks at the camera at the end and smiles evilly. And the audience doesn't really know what's going on. And I like that. I like that intimidation. But the professor, he likes everything being explained to you, so he didn't like that bit. But I will defend myself on it. Like, somebody else said that. Somebody else spoke up and was like, "Oh, I don't understand the ending," and then Portia was like, "No, I think it's about this and that and this and that," and Portia got it 100% right. And in my head, I was like, "Wow, the first time someone completely understood my short film." Never gonna happen again. So yeah. Anyways, the one after me was this Mission Impossible thing, which is fun but pretty poorly shot. Some cool ideas though. And then afterwards, it's like this. The comedy thing. Portia made a comedy thing where at first it's about a wallet, but really the main character, he tries to make a phone call to like Lost and Found, but it kept playing ads, like playing music before the phone call comes through, which is really funny. And the whole short film is just the guy sitting down, and it completely relies on sound, which I completely did not think about, but also it's funny. But of course the professor's like, no, that long take is too long, and I was like, no, I love the long take, I really appreciate that. And I was really positive today. I never said a single negative thing towards any short film. That's mainly because A, I'm a nice guy. B, I'm in the headspace of how can I do better? How can I do better? How can I do better? So whenever I watch someone else's short film, all I can think about is in what ways is that short film better than mine? Because I want to be better than them. But of course, most of the short films today are trash, really. Let's be honest here. But at that moment when I was watching it, all I could think about was what's better in their short film than mine. If I could do that, then I would be better. It's like positive competition. I like that. And then Ryan short film, surprisingly good. The professor liked it, loved it, and analyzed it shot by shot. It's so kinetic and playful. There's a lot of like zooms. It's very simple. A guy loses his wallet, another guy picks it up, and then the guy comes back. But it's so full of like energy. Like the camera would come out of a wall, and then when the second guy picks up the wallet, the camera goes from right shoulder to left shoulder, back and forth. And then, there's some pretty interesting shot choices. And then the first guy came back on a skateboard, and that was very kinetic shot. And then the camera does like a 360 degree. I'm like, damn, good for you. And it's a very wholesome ending. And that's another thing, is like, we were all given the same prompts, but the fact that my short film is moody and gloomy and it's about people betraying each other, versus Ryan's short film is about two people helping out each other and it's wholesome, really says a lot about our mindsets. Like I have major trust issues, and from the stories I tell and from the way I write about people, you can definitely tell that I have major trust issues and I hate the world and the society. And a lot of short films today is like funny and lighthearted. Cheyenne's one was also lighthearted, but in an edgy way, like in an edgy way. Mine was just straight up doom and gloom. But yeah, there was one criticism from the professor on Ryan's short film saying the directing's weird because the second guy, he's walking to the wallet. Like, that's not supposed to be part of the story. The guy's walking and he finds the wallet. He doesn't walk towards the wallet because the script calls for it. Good point. And then, yeah. There's Tina, the girl who's dating Ben G. Ben, the curly hair white boy. Hers was like this weird, confusing comedy movie about a guy who picks up a wallet and there's like a lottery ticket in there, and then he imagines himself being rich and he's wearing a suit and everything, and then he drops that lottery ticket and another girl picks it up, and then the girl gives it back to the owner. Boring. We have another short film, and it's like a pizza person, a pizza delivery guy gave a pizza to someone, and the someone drops their wallet, and the pizza guy stole it, and he's sweating. It's super fast paced. There's another short film where it's about a guy who picks up a wallet, but he opens up the wallet and it's a stack of cards, and the guy starts playing cards, and then the girl comes back, and the girl is like, give me back. and a guy gives her back, and then on the cards it says, "Hey, you're cute. This is my phone number." And then in the back it says, "Thanks for the cash." A lot of people have the same few pitfalls. One is they're all shot in SCA. Two is whenever there are multiple characters, you would think they would talk to each other. I had to write mine in the mindset that these characters are never together in the same space, so they can't talk to each other. Because if they do, then there's dialogue, and dialogue is forbidden in this short. Another thing is they're just very brief, and by watching this short films, even though everyone's short films is like 2 minutes to 3 minutes long, some people's short films feel like a roller coaster ride. Some people's short films feel really brief. It's like the scale. It's the problem of the scale. But yeah, that's mostly it. Yeah. When Cheyenne screened hers, I raised my hand and I said a lot of positive comments. I was like, oh, I love the vibes, I love the production design, the trap beats. It's so ethereal, it's so Gen Z. And I know this shit is beyond the professor. The professor is an old bald guy, and he wouldn't be able to appreciate this aesthetic. But I embarrassingly said, man, I see this short film and I'm like, I should do better. And the professor's like, no, we're all learning from each other. And I hate it when something just blurts out, because I'm usually very reserved, but I also genuinely want to give my praise to Cheyenne. And I look forward to the next project that she makes. She's gonna do some really fucked up shit. I know from the bottom of my heart that she's gonna make some crazy, edgy, Gen Z emo, fucked up shit. And I'm all for it. But now the competition is on, because now I want to outdo her. I want to make a better short than her. So yeah. Afterwards we talked about The Graduate with Dustin Hoffman, and Cheyenne volunteered to voice to play Mrs. Robinson, and Ben, the curly hair white boy, offered to play Dustin Hoffman's character. And the professor taught us about, objectives, character conflict, which is stupid. Let's go artsy with this one. And then at the very end of the class, the professor talked to the people of Group A. And he gave me just a couple minutes. He talked to me about his thoughts on my script, which is crazy, because everyone's scripts, I also took a sneak peek on everyone else's scripts, and everyone else's scripts are safe, are conventional, inoffensive, safe. I'm trying something really wacky. But the professor seems like he didn't have a strong reaction to that. He's just like, oh, that scene where the main character kicks a chair? No, with a lot of O and exclamation marks. Which is weird, because I don't have a scene where a character kicks a chair. I have a scene where a character kicks the trash can. Second of all, why not? Like, I don't know. And then he told me there's too much voiceover. And then I told him, like he asked me to explain my story, which I hate doing. I don't like explaining my story to people. It just ruins the mystery. But I told him, and then I said, I'm wondering, how do I make the story more engaging? How do I give the characters more like interesting action? And the professor's like, oh, maybe she's trying to fit in a specific group of people. So anyways, yeah, and then that's pretty much it. And I left. Also, side note, yesterday when I was at Sub Club, I mentioned to Matt that Cheyenne's in my class, and Matt was like, yeah, she told me. And I'm like, oh. And Matt was like, yeah, of course she told me. I live with her. And I'm like, so, two things. A, I didn't know Cheyenne lives with Matt. B, people are talking about me. That's fucking crazy. I'm existing. I'm present in this world. I am existing in this community. I exist. That's fucking insane. That's especially for people like Cheyenne or Matt, or if it's Christian R or Katie or Mitchell or Colin or Anya or any of these people. Like, if I somehow exist in their heads, I'm like I'm doing a good job. Back in secondary school, I don't exist. I barely exist. Speaking of which, a couple days ago, I sent my short film Objects in the Mirror to Miss Solomon because Miss Solomon told me Happy New Year, and I was like, oh yeah. September last year, she asked me to send her a short film, and I never did. So I sent her my short film, and then the next day she's like, oh wow, your editing is really improved and everything is very improved, but I think for the script you need to do more research and it could be improved. And I'm just like, yeah, thank you. But like, I don't take her criticism that seriously. What does she know about film anyways? Or also, what do you mean by more research? Like, this is a supernatural horror film. I do my own logic. I have my own logic in the story. I don't need to really do that much research. If there is research to be done, I've already done it because I'm a very research heavy guy. But yeah, if it's Mr. P criticizing me, I take it more seriously because he's a cinephile. But yeah. So I also DM multiple people during class today because I'm legit worried about my first project because I have about 2 weeks, or less than 2 weeks, 10 days to basically pull this whole thing together. So I DM Mitchell and asked him to find me an actor for Project 2. And he immediately responded with a couple suggestions, which is crazy. The guy knows everyone, even has their comp photos and their emails. Genuine insanity going on here. Genuine insanity. Second of all, I DM Vivian. The more I think about Vivian playing in my short film, the more I think she's the right choice. And, finding the right person to play my character is really, really important. Because my characters are very... First of all my main characters are like a part of me, right? Second of all, I have a very specific style. And like, Ray Chan, even though he's been in 2 of my short films already, he doesn't get me, really. Let's be honest here. But Ray Chan's the girl in Love and Death, Emily Ng, she is perfect to a T. She completely embodies that role. That's a great, well done shot. Glenn Wong is great, but his acting in my short film, come see, come sa. So. Glenn Wong is great, but he didn't embody the role because the role isn't right for him. He can do timid and sad, but he couldn't do, like, it's not psychotic enough. And then, in the meantime, what's his freaking name? Jim Lau in Cloud Blessing, fantastic. No words, no comments needed. No comments. The World Is Not Enough, the 2 kids, they kind of worked, but I have to work my way around them. And then the 2 adults, they're okay. Serviceable. But the one I'm about to make, Remain in Light, is so psychological that I realize I have to work with the actress in order to figure out the character. Because there's going to be a lot of crazy shit. There's going to be a lot of action, screaming, dancing, speaking in multiple languages and accents. And I need to know her limits first. So, I DM'd Vivian, and Vivian got back to me after class. Saying, yeah, I'm totally down to do your short, but I'm super busy. So she's completely booked this week. She has 2 MFA films and a personal film to be filmed this weekend, which is absolutely insane. And then she said, maybe next weekend. And I'm like, great. I also DM'd Ethan Kwan to ask him for his gimbal and maybe potentially ask him for lights. And then he responded pretty fast saying, yeah, for sure. When do you need it? So that's cool. So yeah, I'm pulling this together. I need to make a short film better than Cheyenne's. Cheyenne is my only op. Everyone else could make trash. I don't care. I need to outdo Cheyenne's next short film. I need to be crazier, wackier, more personal, more memorable than her short film. I need to do better than that. And I hope she knows that I'm resisting against her. Okay, I have an op now. I have an op. But it's up in a good way, positive opposition. Yeah, not much else. So I have a lot of other shit to do. Assignments, homework, can application, fuck me. I think I finished watching Celine and Julie go boating last night, and I realized I can't write about that because I don't get the film. I didn't enjoy the film that much either, even though I liked the idea behind it. It's fucking amazing, but, you know. I'm doing Persona, which is also good because it's black and white and super old, and I think whoever's reading these applications also want to see that we like really old films. Like, we have an appreciation for really old films. The 70s is old, but 60s, that's a different level of old. Like, 60s and 70s is such a huge difference. I don't know why. Also, both of my films are not English. So, you know, one is Thai, one is Swedish. So, that's also good. But yeah, I'm doing Persona after that. So I'm going to finish up Uncle Boon Me, and I'm going to do Persona. Dinner, probably chicken again. I had chicken last night, chicken again today. Chicken, pasta, salad kit, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Gonna have banana pudding later tonight. And I'll figure some stuff out. Okay, Ralph's banana pudding. Let's do this. Okay. Cheers. Oh my god, that's so sweet. Oh, and it's soft? I thought these are like biscuits. Oh my god. That's so sweet. Time now is 11:01 p.m. a.m. on February 4th. Yeah. Slept from 5:40-ish to 10:45. Oh my god, it sucks. Yeah. I slept super late, but also on top of that, I couldn't fall asleep immediately. I was sweating and I felt really, really hot. So that sucks. And also my phone is at 32% battery now because the USB port is wet. And I literally didn't charge it or anything for 5 hours and it's still wet. It's still not dry. I literally can't fucking charge it again. So that's great. I'm still thinking about being embarrassing yesterday in class. I don't know. I really shouldn't have said those things, especially in front of Cheyenne. I don't know. I don't fucking know anymore. But yeah, I definitely need to finish rewriting the script today because I need to spend time planning it, scheduling it out. So yeah. Yeah, fuck. And also just like, yeah. I need to finish editing round 5. I didn't edit round 5 for the last 2 days. I have to fucking finish it. It's been weeks. And another thing I want to finish is the first review for my Cannes Film Festival application. My Uncle Boon Me review. It's several paragraphs long now, but I want to finish it by today. So yeah, today's Religion 135, and then that's it. Which is cool. And then that's it. You know, I don't have much else to do after that. Yeah. Yeah. Um, mm, I just realized that there's a CTCS 192 assignment thing that I kind of need to do within the hour right now. Fuck, okay. I'm so tired. Okay, time now is 10:31 p.m. I haven't had dinner. I'm fucked in the head, and let's go out today. My laptop is going insane right now. So, what the fuck is my laptop doing? So it suddenly has no space. My laptop suddenly has zero space. I love it when that happens. Okay, I'm gonna restart it actually. Fuck it. I'll fucking restart my laptop. Fuck's sakes. Yeah, so I woke up, felt like shit, went to class. I was early, and by that I mean I arrived at SCA at around 12. Went to third floor, started drawing. I love it. I love giving myself little gifts every day. And that's what I give myself today is the drawing, and I very much enjoyed it. It's good. I'm getting better and better at drawing faces, but I still struggle a lot with anatomy and hands, which I really want to master. Um, yeah, and then I went to religion class, and I don't know why, but I felt terrible today. And during class, I didn't speak up, nor was I really paying attention. I just didn't really feel like it. I didn't feel good at all, honestly. But yeah, the Chinese guys with glasses, they talk to me more. They're more friendly to me now. So that's kind of funny. After class, I went home immediately, and this morning breakfast was just one cookie, so obviously I need to eat more food. But at the same time, my stomach feels bloated, so I went to the bathroom. And since I'm going to the bathroom, I might as well take a shower. And since I've taken a shower, I might as well go back to sleep. So I went back to bed for 1.5 hours. I wasn't really asleep for 1.5 hours. I was more of a state of half awake, half asleep. Um, but the worst thing is that when I left my bed at around 6:30, and even now, I feel terrible. I may have a fever right now. Like my head feels really heavy and my fingers are cold. And I think that's symptoms of fever. So I think I have fever right now. I hope this thing goes over quick. I do have medicine, I believe. But yeah, I think I'm experiencing some kind of fever. I don't know why. But I'm happy at least I'm experiencing fever not on the week I'm filming my short film or on the week when anything interesting happens. But yeah, um, I um I then had a half an hour phone call with Wang at 8 p.m. and then I had another half an hour phone call with Thomas. Thomas suddenly texted me asking me to call him because he has 6 TV show ideas and he needs to run by me. Fine. And all of them are like the same things I've heard Thomas from because Thomas keeps writing the same story idea, whether it is a soldier trying to escape North Korea, or it is a Chinese woman who is a spy secretly working for America, or the other way around, or it's about a pop star from Southeast Asia. I don't know why the obsession with Southeast Asian pop stars, but Thomas really likes that. And Muay Thai, Thai boxing, Muay Thai. Thomas loves writing about that. So every single story written by Thomas has to be about one of those things or a combination of those things. Yeah. and American military. Speaking of military, so yeah, anyways, I also had a phone call with Wang where we just talked about music. You know, we talked about the music for the short film and all that stuff. And yeah, there's more clarification now that we have had a phone call. And then another thing is I tried to connect my hard drive to my laptop so that I could look at the footage again. And the laptop didn't recognize my drive, or more like it did, but the Adobe Premiere Pro thought that it's another drive because it used to be in D, but now it's an I. I fucked it up. I messed it up somehow. And so none of the videos are linked up. But usually it's okay because I can just link up one video. So say video C0099. Then I can, you know, Adobe Premiere Pro thinks it's from D drive. And now I locate it. I say, hey, there is a C0099 in E or F drive. And then by that logic, Adobe Premiere Pro will basically find all the rest of the videos. But for some reason there were a bunch of random videos that isn't recognized at all, and there's an error. I looked up online and I just spent like an hour or half an hour just fixing that fucking issue. It was so annoying, so I need to rename the file. So I renamed it and I tried to link it, and then somehow it didn't work, and it linked to a different video. So I have multiple C099s. I have day 2 C099 and I have day 3 C099. So what was originally day 3 C099 is now linked to day 2 C099, and it's a totally different clip. So my entire timeline is fucked in the ass. So I was pretty upset. So thankfully I was able to manually replace the clips, but that took quite some time, and now I'm tired as fuck and I haven't even had dinner. I don't know what to do. I still have a bunch of shit to do, honestly. It's almost 11 p.m. and I still plan to watch 2 episodes of Squid Game, 1 film, finish the script, finish the Uncle Boomy review for the Can application, and finish the round 5 video. It's too fucking much. And I want to call my mom as well, actually. So I don't know anymore. I'm really tired. I feel like there's a headache. I'm probably going to have some medicine later. I'm probably going to make dinner now. Also, I received a Blu-ray package today, so that's cool. What else? Yeah, I have multiple emails. I have Spotlight. I need to email them back to declare that I'm still interested in being in Spotlight. And then there's ALI, and they already found 2 TAs to match with me, so that's fast. And they're both Chinese, I guess. I haven't looked, but yeah. I'm so tired. But I'm slowly figuring out what I want to do for my script for Remain in Light. I'm slowly figuring it out. And I actually don't have to finish it today. I should though. But I actually don't have to. But I'm figuring it out. I'm gonna rewrite the whole fucking thing. The story originally, it was a good idea. It was a really, really good idea. But the execution just falls flat. And if you want to make a short film, and before you even film it, you're already not a fan of the story, then your short film is gonna go shit. But so that's why I need to make it as best as I possibly can. See, I'm changing the entire structure of the story. I'm changing the entire direction of the story. Some of the elements are still gonna be the same, but I'm making it way trippier now. A la Perfect Blue. And I'm also going to add more. I figured out that I should add reasoning. Like, the main character couldn't fit in, and now she goes insane. But that doesn't explain the whole thing, does it? Why is she going insane? Why is she not fitting in? Maybe there's some kind of childhood trauma there, so I'm going to, of course, write about childhood trauma. And yeah. There's this guy with a mustache when I was waiting the bus to get back home, and I think I've seen him before, and then I realized he might be the guy who studies Indian religions, which I saw during religion class last semester. Yeah, so super duper busy. Not a lot of time. I'm gonna make rice, ground beef, tomato paste, beans, corn, sang, bok choy, and then call it a day. Yeah. Oh, it's not the slip. It's not the slip cover. Yikes. The fuck? Silverfish? Fuck off. Siebel. It was flickering. It's still flickering.